Hello, everyone, and good morning, good afternoon, or whatever time of day it is wherever you're at. But hello from WalkTheWeb, and here I go again. We're coming back, and we're going to continue something we started working on a little bit ago. But part 3 now for this scene. We're going to work on a 3D store, about how to get it going, a custom-built 3D store. We started creating it. We're quite a ways down the line. Today we're going to see if we can't kick out the rest of the design and start putting some textures on it and see if we can't finish this up or do the best we can today. So part 3 of a series here. So without any further delays, let's get right to it. Okay, so you remember this gaudy ugly color that, we were just showing that there are different textures, different areas within the building. So I wanted to kind of separate them by color. We started working on the insides of the building here. We have some of the sections already done in here. Let me tab and get started there. You can see that we've done a number of them here, but we've done everything up to about there. But the top half of this building, these are the outward facing textures. You can tell because if I do that, see it's on the outside of the building. Those are facing outwards, so when we're inside this building, they're transparent, showing the world. So we're going to see about putting the rest of these in here and going all the way up to this area. Yeah, see if we can't get this all in place. Okay, so for reference point, let me see. That's at 47. I kind of like to copy and see where I'm at with some of this. I'm going to take these pieces right here, and I'm going to take them all the way around the room. Those are windows up there? Yeah, I guess they are windows up there. Okay, we'll worry about that in a minute. Actually, we'll leave that piece out just because those are windows up there. And we're going to take the rest of these across the room. And from that, I'm going to go, you know what? I don't think I have the keys on here, so let me double check that real quick. Screencast keys. Turn those on. Now we should be able to see what keys I'm doing. Okay. Go back to the item. Okay, now I have all these different sections highlighted. I'm going to go E and Z for extrude upward, and I'm just going to drop them someplace, but then manually type in the 47 where I knew I wanted to go up to. And notice we're a lot closer to the ceiling now. And from there, we're going to do a little couple things here. Yeah, I know. If it's one of those things, this thing, when you go to move around, sometimes do different pieces. Sometimes you can't scroll forward. Sometimes you can. Sometimes, like if I want to get up there, notice how it gets real slow as I get closer to it. It's funny how it does that. It likes to know where you're working from. And so when you back into something and you twist sideways and a couple things like that, you can actually get closer to them. It's just weird. I don't know why it does that, but it does. Okay, so what's going on the outside of the building there? That goes up to here. But I really think that I'd rather have that go with a little distance for ceiling up to this height instead. So we're going to make that drop down to 47. Let's go ahead and grab that. Nope, there's a window there. Never mind. Okay, grab that piece and the one on the other side, just so we're grabbing both of them. And we're going to change those to 47 to match the... Actually, we should go to 46 so there's a little bit of a distance between the top of the roof and the inside of the roof and the piece there. See, that will help us keep that within this boundary instead of looking like it's going too far. Okay, now the next piece is I'm going to We're just rebuilding. That's the outside of the building, so we're making sure that we have a texture on the inside of the building, and you know, a little bit of pieces coming together. That's a lot of green. Here, watch this. We'll go to solid. Kind of shows us a little bit where we're. Yeah, I think I like the colors better. Easier to see where we're at. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line right here, edge, and subdivide. Go 2 on that. And then with these extra points, what I'm going to do is that one's there, and that's at X is 2733. I want to go to 26. No. I need to make it go inside of that area so we can go up. Well, actually, let's make it go to this one. That makes more sense. That will be 25. So if I take this one and I go X equals 25, now it's lined up with this row. And over here we'll go negative 25. And what I am going to do is we're going to take it from there to this corner. And then, oh, actually, before I do that, I need to do something similar on this front side of that. What's this one at? That would be great if it's already 25. Yep, it is. Hey, that was a good guess. Okay, so we're going to take those 2 points. We're going to take these 2 points, and I'm going to put a F for face, and there we go. We have the face on there. Okay, and now that's part of the ceiling. We're going to continue that on. We're going to cover the ceiling with our inside of our building, and then we're going to go ahead and start texturing everything. So we want this one and that one. Put a face on that. That's nice. That gives us the inside of that building. And for now, what I'm going to do is this right here is 25. We're going from that one to that one. And don't get too close, then you can scroll faster. And we're going to go from that one to, should I go to there or there? I'm going to go to there. Do we have the right one on this end? Yes, we do. I'm only going to this point because it's kind of like lines up. We're going to go to face on that. Do we want anything weird about that? No, I'm just going to make that go straight up on the inside of the building. Okay, so from here to there. And on this side, we're going from, I think it's there to there. Did I do that anywhere close to where I wanted it? I think I got twisted around. Nope. Take off that last point. We're going to there. That should help to do it. And now we have that section kind of closed off a little bit. Good to show. Okay, and now we got 2 sections, front and back. Before I do those, let's do the tops. See, this is the outside pieces. Those are not the inside pieces. So we're going to mimic this on this side. Do I want to make it back to there? Just debating. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do. That is going to be the skylight. So no matter what, we're going to have what looks like this right here. And we're going to extrude. And we're going to come back. Let's go back. How about -4? And I'm doing this like a mirror image, so I'm going to do the other side while I'm there. And I want 3, and it's got what it takes. No. Okay, so extrude -4. Now we have those two pieces in place, and that will be where we're going to cut across. I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to extend it down, extrude -4, and that's going to kind of give us the edge we want. And it's going to go from like the middle over here to the bottom of this. And I know when I extruded that, one thing it does is it takes off the top piece. So what we're going to do real quick is highlight a couple of these pieces here. Oh, it went all the way front and back. And I'm going to mesh normals, flip, so now they're facing inward. Take the 4 corners and put a top on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We do not need, before I close that off, we do not need this piece in here or this one because they're actually in the same plane as the outside ones. So I'm going to delete the face. And then we're going to take, oops. And put on those and put the top back on. So now we have a face up on the top of this, and we're working on getting the pieces in here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and that piece and edge subdivide, and then I'm going to do the same thing around this front side here. I'm going to take that piece and that piece and subdivide those. Okay, now we have what I'm looking for. I want to go from here to there. This will give us a nice piece here, and there to there. Put a face on it, and don't worry about it not extruding through there yet. I'm going to extrude it further or lower the numbers or something. We're going to get through that, so we'll get the right distance here in a minute. Actually, we can even push this up until it does it. Either way, we just want to be able to see where these edges are. They're not anywhere near where I'm working currently, but we'll get that squared away. Now we have a roof, and we got 2 things we can do. I think I could have gone from the top of that. No, the top touches the... You know what? Let me go look. The top, yeah, the top touches the outside. I don't want to do that, so we're going to leave that right where it's at. And... okay, next I'm going to take the bottom edge of this one and the bottom edge of this one. Let's see if we get the points. Nope, we just got one of them. Okay, we'll just grab the 4 points down here. This is going to be like a skylight, so you know the good thing about the design is that it lets the natural sunlight come in, or not natural sunlight, here I am talking in a virtual world. It lets the sunlight from the scene come into the scene. So if I go GZ and C, this is where I'm coming through, and I'm going to go with about that height here, and then I'll take off this one, that one, that one, that one, and I'm going to go up just a little bit. We're going to make it kind of close to level. That'll be good enough for eyesight. Okay, and now we got the 4 corners that we want there. So next is to cut the holes in these pieces here. I'm going to do that by taking this edge and this edge, and I'm going to make 2 cuts. So edge subdivide with 2, and now see where this one is, and it is pretty much Y value there. So I'm going to take this piece and move it to the Y value there. Oh, that's funny. It's not parallel. Yeah, we'll fix that in a second. And this one here, copy that, and make this line. And we'll worry about the squareness of those in just a second. Let me get the other two started. Go there and there. Edge, subdivide, make it 2 cuts. Figure out what that one is. Copy that. And put this one there. We're just getting a ballpark for the second, and then I'm going to square everything off where it should be. Copy that. And this one. Okay, now to do that, what we're going to do is I'm going to grab these points. I don't even know why they're not perfectly level. Oh, I'm going to take one before I do that. Snap cursor to selected. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to do just one side at a time, and I'm going to make sure that they are completely straight with each other. And to do that, by highlighting them all, selecting one and setting the value on there, or the cursor, and then, oops, it's this side. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is come over here, and it should be this value and this value also. And this one and this one. And what I'm going to do is scale Y to 0, and it adjusts it slightly, but if you look on the inside, everything's perfectly aligned on that value now. So it forms a perfect line where it should be. So let's do the same thing up here. Take one, edge, oops, sorry, mesh, cursor to selected, and now select this one, this one, this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and there's one more up here. Oops. It should be right. I don't know if I hit that or not. Go to wireframe, then we can always, that's the one we want. So that collects all those lines, and see from wireframe I can actually get the ones on the outside at the same time. And we're going to do size 0, Y is 0, and it just corrected all those points to match. And now we have straight lines of where they intersect the inside of the building. Little trick. Scaling to be 0 puts them all in alignment with each other. Very, very helpful tool. Okay, so now I don't really want to create a whole frame around this and everything else. So I think what I'm going to do, well, let me first, what I'll do is I'm going to take, and we're going to do this other direction now. Okay, I'm going to help myself out here. Select that and click H to hide it. Now I don't have to worry about if I back up too far. Trick of the trade. Okay, the next one is we need to take this line and this, whoops, that wasn't what I need to do. Take, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line and that line and edge, subdivide, make it 2. We're going to take that line and that line, edge, subdivide, and make it 2. This line is the X value. Now I know these are going to go, it's going to get a little tricky on this one. What I could do, let me think this through here. Moving that along this axis, I think there's a way to do that through doing local, setting a line, set local, set this, go that way, whatever. The other way of doing it is if I take this, no, that's a point that's on that line. Let me think here. I want it to be lined up with that for the most part. Doesn't have to be perfect because we can kind of tweak it a little bit, but you know what? I think there's another way to do this. I take these two here, and you're going to love this trick. You're going to love the way I'm going to do this. And say subdivide. Watch this. 2, 3. That is pretty close to where I want to be, which is actually fine for me. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I divided that in 3, so I'm going to do the same thing over here. Take those edge, subdivide 2, 3. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these points from here and merge it there. So now this point becomes that edge. And I can also do that with these other points. And it gets rid of all the extra lines I just created. As long as that's the last one I highlight, I can merge it last. And now it is perfectly in line with this, which is what my goal was anyway. And I'll do the same for over here. We want that. Okay, we're going to move that to there. It's in a different plane, so it's kind of like blocking me to get to the other lines here. So we're going to go that one, that one, that one, and there. Merge at last. That one, and there. Merge at last. Okay, so we got the bottom edge of that with a nice clean edge. Now we need to do the top part of that. That's kind of the easiest way I can think of to do it. I know I could do both of these at the same time. And edge subdivide. That's not bad. Let's see, are we going to get closer? There we go. Actually, that's a lot better. Okay, so now that we have the lines that we want, let's go back to the points. I'm going to go here to there. That last. This one to yeah. If you can't select the point, go to this view. Then you can definitely get what you're looking for. At last, it lets you select points that are even on top of each other when you go to this view. But then, of course, I get too confused, so I'm jumping back to this one real quick, and I'm going to get rid of those 2 points to there. Worked. And get rid of this one for that one, and this one for that one. Okay, there we go. Now we have openings that show the display of the light. It looks like we have the inward side, but we don't have an outside for that. So notice if I switch to solid view and switch to this, actually these are going upward. So if I make those the inside ones, mesh, normals flip, now they're the inside windows, and I can easily make an outside window right on the top edge. Since it's top of the building, it's not like somebody's going to walk up next to it and, oops, let's do one at a time. So I basically can easily select them up here, and they can be windows up here. We will set that one and that one. Window panes, assign, and mesh normals flip. So now they're facing outward. Now when I go to a material preview, they are windows going inward, and you can see out. You can pick up a little bit of grid paper outside, yeah. So we have that all set up. Now we have windows on the inside and outside of that. We have that section of the ceiling done, and the only parts we need to continue to do on all of this over here is the front little piece up here, which goes pretty much like that. We're not doing anything fancy on the inside because we want everybody to look at the products on the shelves instead. So we're not going to go too crazy with what's on the inside. But let's go to points. We have 1, 2, 3. I know I could do it all in one, but no, I'm not going to do that. I want to take this bottom row down here. I'm going to create a couple points that line up with that just so we can edge, subdivide, take it 2, go back to my points. This one is at, the X value is at this. So if I take that, and then this one would be the negative version of that. Now we're symmetrical. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, put a face on it. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Put a face on it. And put a face on that one. Now we have the back of that done. And we're going to do something very similar over here. Here's the deal. This right here, I don't even know if we got all that facing the right direction. Why is one of them here facing inward and all the rest of them facing outward? Let me find out, is that the same piece I'm looking at from the outside of the building? No, they are already 3D. I already built them out. Okay, that's what I thought I did. Just checking. So if that's the case, then I need each one of these. Okay. This is going to be this part. And we're going to take all these pieces. That one's already reversed. That one isn't right there. And that one isn't. That one I don't think is either. Now that is the right direction. And mesh normals flip. Now they're all facing on the inside like they should be. And we've got two little pieces here. This needs to block off the corner here, which we'll do. But first, I want to create the ceiling piece here, or I can leave it open all the way to the top. How fancy do we want to get? Let's go with, let's see where we're at here. If this one is Y value 50, and this right here, Y value 49.6. Well, we are on the inside of it. I think we can do that. The height 44. Let's take this one and this one. Edge, subdivide. I'm just getting a couple points here. Take that point and make them 44. Okay, and then I'm going to go with okay, we created a line at the moment between those two because we need to create some more points here. And we're going to go with that value there and select the line that I just created, which is that one. Edge, subdivide, make it 2, take a point, this one, move it to there, and this one is the positive version of that. So take away the negative, there we go. And I'm going to go with this to there, to there, to there. That looks pretty good. There to there, to there, and there. Okay, and finally 3, 4, put a face on that. Okay, so we got the top part of this done. Is this one? I don't think those two are facing us. This one and that one, let's mesh. Normals flip. Now they're facing our direction. That's cool. Okay, and finally take this right here. We're going to do a little fancy thing on this piece just because, it'd look good. It's our display window. We got to do something nice on that, right? So edge, subdivide. We got a point right in the center now. I don't want to be on the same plane as the one on the back there because those are a little distance apart. But what we're going to do is, first of all, are there lines up here that we're not going to need? Okay. I need to double check something. Are these, well, let's do it this way. There we go. Are those shown from the outside? You can highlight them and then check, and from the looks of it, they are not seen anywhere from the outside. They're actually at that level. So they're completely submerged on the inside of this. And that's good to know because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these extra planes since we're not using them. By getting rid of these lines right here, I'll keep the framework around it without losing it. See, we can take edges and faces. Now it kept the outside edge, which is that one there, all those pieces around there, but it didn't mess up my inside edge. So, starting with here to there, I have a face. It's facing downward, that's a good sign. There. And we're covering this area, so we'll go each one of these. Got to click the right. Okay, take that one, to there. I'm going to move myself down just a little bit and kind of get a different angle here. That'll help me stay on that front edge. There, and that one. Okay. Worry about the shading or the texture afterwards. Let me get these things in place first. Fine with that one. This one, and there. And then it goes this to there. And finally that one to that one. Why is that one? That's not the one I want. No. I want to go from that one to that one to there. And that closes it off, but also completely gets that section. So now same thing for this other side. Okay. I love that sales. And they give teacher discounts too. Okay, moving right along. And we have there. And get, oh, come on, light up that one. Come on. Why can I not hit that one? Sometimes, there he goes. Sometimes you just got to move a little bit to get it. Or the other option is wireframe it. Because once you go wireframe, you can get whichever one you need. And I need that one to make sure I can, oops. Make sure I'm looking at the right ones here. I need it to go to there, to there. And finally, that one to there and there. And that should close off this whole section here. Next part would be, let's make sure we're going to have the right let's get the right pieces around this. Let's highlight. I'm just going to set some textures here just so that they match the other ones that we're already dealing with. Okay. And that catches all of them. And those are window panes. Assign. Now that section looks pretty good. Okay, so that would get the inside of the windowsill there. We've got a couple more little pieces like over here that we need to complete. There's a double there. Let me find out what that double is. I think we got that. What is the... Let me see what the double is. They're in the same plane. So what happens is you get the double kind of highlighted thing when they're in the same plane. I don't know what this piece is. It's the inside of the box. Is that a window on the outside? Let me double check. Is it a window? No, it is a... Okay, it's just a filled-in area. The window is here above the door, which is fine. Okay, so if that's the case, that would mean we should be able to do... Well, first of all, why is that piece on the same plane as something else? Okay, let's delete the face on that one. See, wireframe, there's a face on this one too. I bet there's one on that one there. We're going to delete the faces on those three. And since it's a mirror image, I'm sure there's the three over here. We'll take the faces off those two. Reason for that is to not have the double images and zapping it back and forth while we're walking around and stuff. Okay, and we have from this one. Okay, that one is Y value is 44.5. This one is 44. Well, that's interesting. And 44.5 and 44.5. Why is this one different? Let's find out. 44.5 on the Y value, that one right there, 44.5. Okay, why is this one different? Because it goes around the door, but why did it go back to 44.5 and then here is 44? Well, that's interesting. Let's make that all the same, because that doesn't make very much sense to do that. That is an inside wall, so is that. We're good on the inside and outside walls, but something didn't line up here, and I'm going to fix it right now. This one is at 44, but these walls right here okay. Do I need it to go out to here, or do I need everything to go back up that way? I think, therefore I am. No. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is it's at 44. I'm going to set the mesh and snap the cursor to that, and then I'm going to take the corners of this room and I'm going to make them all match, because I don't see any reason to add another piece here just to make it stick out a little bit. It's better if all these just kind of line up. It's a simpler design. I don't see any reason to make it more complex than that. So if I take each one of these, I think I'm good on the rest of those. I'm going to highlight all those, and then I'm going to get the ones on the other side here too. We're going to fix them both at the same time. So we have and just get as many of these as we can. I have a feeling there'll be a couple adjustments by the time we're done, just because of the ones that are part of maybe hidden behind it or something. So we're gonna make sure we get all these in here, as many as we can. I think for the most part, since they're all coming out this way, I think we should be okay. I think that's okay to move to. Yeah, it's going to correct a couple things here all at the same time, and then we're going to fix that doorway afterwards. But that's the section we're working on right now anyway, so it's fine with me. And those are fine. Just checking for extra points here. Okay, let's check the other door again. And let's hide the left door, it's in my way. Okay, we have one there. These are all fine because they're going to be in the right place anyway. Okay, and okay, and then we'll do the scale Y, 0, move that whole wall out, and if we did it right, it could be nice and clean. Actually, we're looking pretty good on that. Okay, and now we're gonna fix the top part here. Now that we have those all lined up, now it's easier to go these points from here to there and put a face on that and enclose that wall. And we'll do the same on this side now that they're all lined up in the right place. Sometimes you just got to fix them as you see them, but sometimes as I'm building it, I kind of get creative and create some things like this front window display, and then as you're looking at it, you'll go, hey, I'm only this close to another point, and you're not really going to see the difference. There's no structural difference about it or anything. And so I'll go ahead and clean out those points. So, okay, and I see something else out there I'm going to fix real quick. We got a wireframe. Change it to these points. I think we've got this one, and we have that one, and that one. I think this one is our problem. It's facing downward. These other ones here are facing upward. Those are facing upward. This one's facing downward. I don't think I have a ceiling underneath that correct yet. Or is it even where it's at? Okay, let's go Z. That one there was the one that's reflecting. No, this one is. That's the door frame. I'm good on the door frame. It's over here. We got an overlap at the bottom half of this one. Just trying to see where it's at. I think it's this one, which faces up. I think what I've got a couple pieces here, and I think what's happening is they are conflicted with where they sit. So, you know what? I'm going to do something here. You're going to love this. For the moment, I'm going to take off every point from here back. And we're going to say hide, because I kind of need to see what I'm working on here without the extra pieces and seeing all the extra reflections of the other stuff on the background. Oops, sorry. Control L. And hide the column, get that out of the way too, because I know the column's fine, so I don't need that in this view right now. Same thing here, Control L, and hide. Okay, getting those pieces out of the way kind of helps see what we have here, because there's something going on design-wise and I need to fix it. Let's switch to Material Preview. A lot of that looks pretty good. I think we're good on many of these parts, but for some reason I'm seeing some weird stuff right there, and I'm not sure why that piece is even there. We have the lines all going up over there. That one there is, okay, wireframe, it's this one. I'll switch to that. It's this piece right here, I believe, causing that. And I don't think, because it's facing upward, so it's this one and this one. I don't think any of these play a role in what we're doing now. Because they all face upward. Do I need, and how much do I need? I think what I need to get rid of is that line and that one, and let them take the faces with them. And then Material Preview, we're good. Oh, we got a little thin line still. Okay, I'll track that down in a second. That was part of it, are those two really awkward lines. But we have something here still having a double. Let's get rid of that. Let's go back to this. Need to see what's causing that piece right there. That one's facing down, but what else is there? That isn't it. Is it this one? Looks like this one is doing it. We have this one. Is it facing upward or down? No, that's the back wall. Never mind. Just trying to see which one is causing that. Is there something there? I think it's this piece. Yeah, this piece. Don't even know what. Oh, that's the bottom of the one, but it overlaps this. Notice how all those are pretty much flat. Watch this. We're going to do this the easy way. Okay. Let's get rid of it. Faces only. Nope, see, we got a hole there now. That's what I was worried about. Okay. I need to take this piece and this piece and let's take these pieces, and it kind of attaches that one too, and that one. Okay, if I take all those, delete, dissolve faces, I didn't think it was going to do it. We're going to do some architecture changes here to kind of clean this up, because we need them to dissolve into one where we can actually fix that edge. See, that one already covers to there. This one here, where is it? That one's a problem. No. I don't see, from this angle, I can't even see which one it is. We have that, we have that. This one here, I think I want to get rid of this one and then fill the gap of whatever we have to do. So I'm going to take these pieces right there and delete edges and faces. And it gave a little gap, which is fine. We're going to take, first things first, That already covers that whole thing. I don't think I need that line right there. What are these lines doing? They are hidden in the wall, showing the... Oh, that's the top pieces of the wall. Okay, that's the top pieces. They butt up against it, but it doesn't show through this part, so that's not actually an issue. But what I can do is take this from this. Oh, see, there's the problem. We do not have... Well, now I get it. We do not have anything from right there to this section right here. There's like 5 points very close together, but they're not lined up. So what's happening is we don't have a clean... See, like this one and this one. That one goes to here for what reason? I don't even think it's shown, is it? It's inside the wall. Okay. So if that one... This is one of those cleanup spots. See how it is the back end of this cube, so we do need it there. We have two choices. We have put a piece from there, 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 which is exactly what we had before. And then take this piece right here and change that. See, we don't have a point there. Do we? No, we don't. This is one of those little weird architecture things. That's why we ended up with the piece that overlaps there. Makes sense what I'm doing there, but it does not make sense with that piece. Well, you know, since it matches up with the butting up against that other piece, I guess the best thing I could possibly do is take this piece and just extrude Z negative 0.5. Problem solved. You're gonna love that. Yeah, that kind of works. Now it doesn't hit the same plane. It's easier than trying to solve the other problem that I was dealing with there. So if I take this piece here, merge it with these pieces, that's what I did on the other side, and delete dissolve faces, make it all one, extrude Z minus 0.5, takes care of that, and there was also that line and that line are no longer needed, and I can get rid of the faces that are attached to it. And finally, let's see, you know, I could even move those points up to that level. That would make it a rounded kind of front piece without showing off too much. I think I'll do that. If I take this one, see how it's at 31 for Z, and I take these new little pieces that I did and go up to 31. Now it just kind of rounds it in. Yeah, it looks better. Go there, and there. Go to 31. Okay, coming up with some little bit of a design here. Yeah, that all looks pretty good. Okay, Alt-H, bring everything back. Let's see what we're looking at here. Yeah, it's coming together. Yeah, it's coming together pretty nice. I think it's time to start putting some textures on this thing. So let me save what I did, just so I don't completely ruin everything at some point in time here. Okay, so those face outward. They're all good to go. Well, before we do textures, we got one more piece we got to do. And that is, it's time to do some design cleanup here. Okay, so design cleanup. Before, when I created this, what I did was I kept on cutting into different areas and everything else. Well, now that I'm at the point where all I want to do is make it look pretty, kind of see now, right now we have 1961 for number of meshes that this thing's created. Well, the thing about it is, if you start looking around at some of this stuff, you're going to notice that a lot of this, like here, here, and here, are just three different pieces that make up one piece, but they're like three planes in the same area as each other. We can prove that right here. They're all squared off. It's all 4 points. You know, it's really simple design pieces. And so what I need to do is I need to start taking some of those and just hit delete and go dissolve faces and make them all one. Reason for this is I'm going to be able to get rid of a lot of points, and notice that the face counts are going down. This will make them load faster in the long run. If it has a design thing, like here it actually swerves around in a circle, then I'll leave them alone. There's no reason to make any changes on those pieces. This is only concerning flat areas, like for example, I can take these right here. They're all doing the exact same thing. Let's see. Why are they not showing me the outside? I think we got some. Well, we're going to check the normals as we do this too. So dissolve faces, make them all one, and notice when it did that, it took on one of the other face type. First of all, that right there. Mesh, normals, flip, normals facing outward now, and this is. Well, it actually does say material, so okay, so we're good on that one. And then I have like these two. We'll see this. There's a line going across there. I don't know why the line is still there. Let's find out. I don't even know what. Well, I'll show you what we'll do with that in a few minutes. Let's continue. These are all straight. So I'm going to say delete, dissolve faces. I like to do it kind of symmetrical, so as I do them on one side, I'm going to do them to the other here. And delete, dissolve faces. I do this as much as I can anywhere that, you know, two things are just perfectly lined up. There's no reason to have different faces unless it's actually a 3D version, a reason for having multiple pieces. This will get rid of some of the points and some of the, what's going on down there? And it's also let me check some of the design. That right there, we've got a face right there that overlaps those lines. Okay, we're gonna have to clean that up in a minute. I think we'll collapse it. We'll collapse it right into those other points. I think that would be the best design thing because there's no reason. And that gets rid of that one down there, I think. Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to take... See, we didn't... Okay, so here's the deal. Going to select that one, merge at last. We're going to take this one, see how that one is on Y value 50. So if I put this one on Y value 50, like I said, we don't need a more complex design in certain places just to have one. So anywhere I can clean up the design, see that got rid of that little area there. This here can also go to here. I don't see any reason for keeping it where it was. And it gets rid of that extra face that was on there, which we will take care of shortly. And if I get rid of that, I might even fix the other problem. But okay, so here to there. And get it on an angle I can see what I'm doing. This one needs to go to 50. This one to there. And this is what I was talking about. When I built this building, a lot of times I'm like being creative. I'm creating things, adding things together, moving them. Then at the very end, what I like doing is I like looking at all the different areas of what I'm creating and kind of merging the meshes where I can so they have less faces. Notice it's going down in count as I do this. And if they create a straight plane, like 4-point plane, then dissolve the faces. Now it's all one clean piece. This is the kind of stuff that I'm aiming for to get rid of. So instead of 3 faces right here, we just turn that into 1 just by dissolving the faces. And we'll watch that face count go as we do this. So, and notice that it carries through to all the sides. Now, when we first created this, the reason that they ended up with so many of these is because it was doing loop cuts and kind of lining things up by doing different segments. Some of these things are, some of them can be merged, some can't. Depends if they actually create a contour. But the loop cuts made it easy to line up things and just kind of play around with the design. But in the end, oops, don't do that. Pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm not deleting the faces. I am dissolving the faces. And I always do this kind of manually so that I can see what I'm actually dissolving and getting rid of instead of all at once. Because I can do limited dissolve the whole building and watch it go. But I've had better results when I actually control and decide which pieces I want to merge across what. And so just working on some of this, like even this to there, this one to there. Like I said, if they don't actually create a different shape, then I don't see any reason to have the extra pieces. So faces, and after I get a bunch of this stuff done, then I can go through the next step and we can start texturing this thing. First we're going to do is, this is getting rid of faces, then next we're going to get rid of any extra points. And by doing both of those, you tend to already get rid of the extra lines. So, dissolving faces. And in the back here, see, this is where the design, okay, so we have this. That one I moved down, and basically it just created that. Okay, I don't like reversing, so when it goes in and then back up, you'll end up with a weird ghost thing up there if you make it all one, unless you get rid of that point and just make a point that goes inside this wall and creates like a 5-point design here. But otherwise, I can leave it just like that, and it's actually just fine for me. Dissolve faces, then these 4. And notice that it is bringing down the vertices points as I do it too, whenever it eliminates one that was like in the middle of something. Okay, so we have, this is a flat area, not even contoured, but I did it with a lot of lines. Dissolve the faces. We can leave that one there, or I could do one. I know what I'll do. Well, we'll get to that one in a second. Just rotate it here. This is the cleanup work that kind of makes it work better in games. Because once we get these pieces all in place, then what happens is we have less faces, it loads faster, and when we do the textures, it's easier to align all the different textures. I think I'll make that go all the way across one shot there. Yeah, I can do that. So faces. And this one just goes all the way across. I'm also thinking about, while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about the design that I'm going to put on here, and whenever I want a texture to be consistently across things, I tend to line them up that direction. So this could be a column going this way, but this is going to be a beam going this way. So I might actually have a reason for keeping that in a different direction than the other side. So, okay, and if we move these together, design is starting to look pretty good here. It's cleaning up quite a bit. Okay, and I'm going to take one big shot all the way across the front here. It's a nice little 4-point plane, and look at how many faces we're getting rid of on this one. And dissolve faces, and the same thing here. By the way, I can also use some of the other commands. C, for example, highlights all of them on that side. Dissolve faces, and we got that. Okay, and are these on the same level? I think they are. While I'm designing things and stuff, I tend to look at the design and just think, okay, is it worth making, you know, extra faces to bring out one little bump of something? And sometimes I'll do it, and then later on when I'm doing this step, I'll dissolve it and say, nah, never mind, and I'll move a couple points to match up level across just so that I can get rid of a complex design. Especially if you're not going to see it from, you know, some things we can do in the, we can do with the textures themselves, so they don't even have to be the actual design. So we're kind of separating between what's the actual design, what's going to be the other pieces. And we're getting these pieces in place. And okay. Take this one all the way across there. And it looks like there's one extra spot there, and there, and there. Foundation to here. I think I'll use the same texture on all that. If I had a different texture, then I would have to make that two different pieces. Oh, see how these two overlap, and I've got one little section there that's overlapping both of them. So, and it looks like it goes all the way across back here. Not sure why that happened, but we're going to fix that. On this one, I'm going to delete the face itself, go back to here, and create nice 4-point clean right where I want it to go, which is there. Call it face, and we're in place. Okay, and that line, I'm not sure why. Let me see what that one's doing. That's already there. I don't think I need that line there. And I'm just delete that edge. Okay. Actually, now that I put those, I fixed that, I should be able to merge these two. Dissolve faces. Okay. And I have a feeling, yes, that is... See, here's the thing. I'm building some steps here. This stuff's all facing the ground. There's no reason for any of these faces on the bottom side because it's going to be against the ground, and we just straight out do not need it. Faces only gets rid of that. And also, if these do not step up to the top, notice none of these are needed. So let me get rid of, for example, this. I want to see if these extend. Nope, they don't. Don't need that, or that one, I don't think. I don't think I need that one either. These are all on the inside of the building. They do not go up here. Okay, just double checking. I don't want to delete something that's going to knock out part of my design here, but I don't want extra meshes down here either. So that line can disappear too. Looks like we got a bunch of them here. And check it with wireframe where I can see. I just want to make sure I'm staying pretty much below there. Okay, that's that's all good, and that one doesn't have to be there either. Delete edges and faces. And notice we didn't lose anything over here. All I did was get rid of some under the stairs stuff. Just like that line and I think it's that line are the bottom of the ground level under the stairs. These are not used anymore. There's another one there. Yeah, there's a bunch of them on that. Uh-oh, is that something else? No, it is a line that's no longer in use. Okay, we're getting rid of that whole piece. Like I said, some of the stuff is really cleaning up the design because we do not need any more pieces than what you can see when you're actually browsing it. So yeah, a little bit of cleanup here, dissolve those. And okay, there's still that one little piece here, and I don't think any of that's going to matter for this. So we have, take the edge of this one. I think that's the only piece that's causing a problem. I don't think it extends. Nope, it stops right there. Okay, take that one, edges and faces. So here's a little crack in the sidewalk now. Okay, and I will fix that. Okay, I'm seeing a couple things here, and this is why I'm correcting all this stuff, is we do have a couple pieces here that do not need to be where they are. Since that's flat, if I were to draw that there, it would overlap there, so I'm not going to change that piece. That lip is going to stay right where it's at. I just don't see any reason to move it because we do have a separate point right there. So I'm going to leave that one where it's at, but this one, on the other hand, let me see what we have here. First of all, if I do that, that'll bring that over. Let's simplify the design a little bit here. Take those. Oh, I got that one going all the way over there. Okay, dissolve faces, and I think what I'm going to be doing is I want to see the other end of this piece. Oops, didn't mean that. Let's try that again. I'm going to hit Z, wireframe. Okay, here's the point, and that is that one right there. Where is this actually going? It is right on that corner. So having that line there, got a couple possibilities. Okay, so that is y value 50, and this is right here. You know what? I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to move that right over to there. That still keeps it clean. This one here, I'm going to move to there also. And now, because I did that, I have the ability to do that. Seal that right up. Nice. And see how I get these extra points? When I do that, I just move them right on down all the way to the end, and see how that cleans it up. Okay, so now I have some extra points that are here. Let's find out what they're doing structural wise. And if they're not, see, like they're just orphaned in the middle of a line now, including we have this whole row down below here that aren't doing anything anymore. I'm gonna get rid of those. And we're going to take this, 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 and that. Merge at last. Okay. That cleaned up a lot down there. And notice this one's in the middle of the line, doesn't do anything. That'll get rid of that one too. Our design's starting to look a little cleaner. That's the whole goal. Just try to clean up as much as we can. Now I have that fresh in my mind of what I did over here, or at least roughly. We're going to come over here and do the same thing. So we had, make sure I'm in the right place, and make sure I pick the right ones. I'm going to take this point, and merge it with that one. And that kind of cleaned up the design. Perfectly fine for me. Then over here we take that, and this. And now that we get rid of some of those, let's clean up the rest of this. We have these. Not merge, sorry. Delete, dissolve faces all into one. And these. Knew there was another one in the corner. Dissolve faces. Yeah, I'll figure out why that's going on there. And these two merge, dissolve faces. And then I know we've got a lot of cleanup underneath this, so let's take a look. And we have, first of all, we have a lot of these that don't even need to be there anymore. These are all part of the base in between going the other direction, and they're not part of anything that we are using. That cleaned up a bit of that. Now we have, actually, let's go to, we have these three spots down here. Delete vertices. And that would include that point. Now we have these. Notice how, as I do this stuff, the design is getting neater, cleaner, brought back together. It's all pulling it together. So, nice stuff, good stuff. See, like here, watch as I can take these and move them to there. And that one I'm leaving there. That was the one design one that I kind of kept it where it was. And go back to this view. Okay, so I cleaned up quite a few things over there. We have the one line here. Let's find out what that was all about. I don't think, no, there's nothing else there now. So if I take that, delete just the edge, nice, huh? And take that point, move it over to there. Cleaner design. And back around to this other side. That looks pretty good. Gets better all the time. And we got a hole down there. Okay, we'll fix that door frame in a minute. Let's get to work our way around the building here. When we're looking at points, as you can see, there's a lot of point cleanup, but I can go ahead and do some of that while I'm back here. First thing is, notice if I just take these and drop them all the way down to there, since they didn't change the design, that's just part of the cleanup. Just like this. These are all gonna go straight over to this end. all the way to the end. And same thing for these ones. Okay, that one, well, if when in doubt, if I do it this way, see there's no other design thing. So I'll know if I'm going to affect and move something else when I do it or not by if there's any other things connected to it, like here. And also you can see them pretty well from here. So. And it helps clean up. I know I'm sounding like a broken record now. Okay, let me get in a little closer here. And you can see how these, I'll go down that way. This one can. Just got to make sure I don't pull the ones that are part of the window. Which means that one can go all the way down here. Okay, and switch back to this view because then I can kind of see, like here. Okay, it's cleaning up little by little. And every once in a while, I gotta glance inside too, make sure I didn't pull something that was attached to an inside piece. But so far, we're doing good because we did create an inner wall that is separate than this one, so we should be okay with those overall. But every once in a while, if when in doubt, switch to the wireframe view and take a closer look at it. Okay. And by the time I'm done, as you can see, we're already at 1747 for number of, we were at 1930 something when we started, and now we're already down to, 47, or I mean 1747, so we are getting rid of quite a few unnecessary faces that created the exact same design, so good stuff, good stuff. And also notice our number of vertices, we're almost under 2,000. So we're cleaning up that part of the design too, where there's less vertices mean that it draws faster and that it's less points it has to plot to be able to get this same exact design. See, that's the whole point, is if it's the same exact design, then you definitely want to clean up wherever you can. So stuff like this. So faces. If it's a flat wall, it's a flat wall. It doesn't need 5 lines going down through it. And that kind of helps. Okay. And then we have the awning. Same thing here. Okay, and now we can do some of this on the windowsill. Yeah, do it that way, whatever. Dissolve faces. It's all about where you want the wood grain to go, or whatever. Like in this case, I'm going to have a wood grain. So if there's a style thing that makes it all one piece kind of thing. So that's why I'm deciding, like on these bottom, that this is going to be a block of wood down on the bottom here and stuff. So I kind of wanted that to be one piece, but then this above it will all be one piece going up this way. And just like this square right here. See, that square can go this direction or it can go this way, but since I did the side here, if I put a wood grain on that, then it's going to look better if I did it this direction, because it'll be one continuous piece. I mean, it'll look like a piece of wood since it has, you know, multiple sides all go in the exact same direction for wood grain and stuff. So get some of that cleaned up, and we have these. Okay, dissolve faces there, and same for the bottom here. Try to do, you know, 4-point kind of things. I think we got something weird going on here. This is the other stuff that I watch for as we do this. I have one piece here that caught the whole thing, and then I have one piece that didn't. So if I do this across here, delete dissolve faces, and then I want this one to go across. Okay, and why didn't that attach? See, there's an extra piece right there that goes right to there. So we're going to find out what piece that is. Switch to line. It went all the way back. Okay, and sometimes when you fix this, it's going to delete the other piece, and then you have to recreate the frame, which is fine. So what I'm going to do, take those two pieces. It's a double, so I need to get rid of the piece that's a double. And notice how if I try to select that, I'm going to get that. So I'm going to say hide that, hide the inside one. Now I've got the points exposed where I can work with them. And all I want is, you know, we have this little weird face here that goes like halfway across and off. So I'm going to delete those faces, and now I can get one clean piece. That's the bottom of the other piece, okay. And I can get one clean piece from here to there on this whole thing. There we go. It's facing up. There's only one piece there. There's only one piece here. The rest of those are parts of the piece we're looking through too. So on this piece here is going to be a window pane. There we go. Now we don't see through it. And notice we got rid of the other stuff there. While I'm here, we'll clean up a couple points. Get rid of these extra points. And basically I'm just merging. So get all these off here to go to the end. Good thing about this is this really cleans up the design, because then we get one nice clean plane showing that whole piece. We're going to do the same thing down here. Okay, so this, though, this is where we get a little tricky. Wasn't needed on the outside ones. Here's what we got to do. We need to take these pieces first and merge them into one. Oh, sorry, not merge. Dissolve the faces, make it one. Now these, I just shoved them all over this direction, and notice how they cut that up. I want to double check and make sure that these points aren't, oh, it's not attached. Okay, we're good to go. Just wanted to make sure that I'm not going to change the design of this piece by moving it. So by this, I should be able to grab these and move them over. There we go. And I think these are also detached. I'll highlight them so I can see them easy, and then I'm going to take another peek at those before I get rid of them. Yeah, they're all on an open line. They don't affect the design in any way. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to do that one. It's merge at last. And then I'll take these two and dissolve faces. Okay. Z. Oops. I didn't mean to do Z. I meant to do that. And we can just. And same thing for this one. Okay, and everything's squared away where it's supposed to be. That looks good. Now I have these points. I'm basically watching the design as I do it, and if I see anything weird flick around or move when I do it, then basically I'll clean up. I'll do an undo and then check the points and make sure I get everything right where it's supposed to be. See, these here have a little line in there still. I'm going to fix the inside of this windowsill in just a second. Let's get these where they need to be. And once I get these in place, the one thing I always double check is, did I do anything weird? Do I have, like, see right there? These lines right here, since they go diagonal from this point to this point, that's showing me that there's some kind of flaws in the way that piece laid out. So what I want to do is I'm going to delete those faces and edges so I can create some nice clean ones in here. Oh. Okay. Yeah, well, there we go. Okay. I turned on my microphone. Okay. Okay, well, I turned up the microphone a little bit, so hopefully that helps. Okay, going over here. So what we have is... Okay, switch to points, and we go from here to there. I'm making it just one panel per side of this, so we just end up with one piece. Why is it doing that? Oh, because I made it clear. Okay, so then what I want to do is kill that and that line, edges and faces, and select the face that I just created here, change that to a window plane, assign it, and there we go, closes it off nice. And now same thing on this side. We do have one piece there. Change it to window pane, there we go. And what's going on up here? We have a couple pieces out of place. We'll fix that. There, there, and there. Delete edges and faces, and now make one clean inside of this window pane. Face, and make that a window pane. There we go, that cleaned up a lot of that. And okay, clean up the points. Take both of those, move them up to there. That one's already good. I don't think we need that point in the middle of the wall. Oh, wait a minute. Undo that one. There is just that particular one. That particular one is my pane of glass. So no, don't change that one. Otherwise the glass is going to move, warp, change, or do something weird. So we'll keep it nice and clean here. And last, and then we have some ones up on this part. Notice how everything I do is knocking out points, vertices. I'll be technical. And okay, by the time I'm done, we have a lot less vertices to make a simple pattern. Notice we're good under 2,000 now. That's good. We're getting there. We're getting there. Only leave the vertices that actually have a connected line or something to them. So that way we definitely do not have extra ones in use. Clean up all this stuff here. Okay, that cleaned up that window nice. Okay, so that's looking really good. Worry about the inside afterwards. And now let's clean up this side of the door. Let's go back to faces. We have all these right here. By the time we clean up all these faces, the good news is it's a lot easier to see which ones are straight, which ones aren't, where the extra points are. All that kind of stuff really reveals itself as you clean up these various points, because there really is no need for, points in the middle of a, merge. Points in the middle of a wall, like this one right here. There probably was when I designed it, but it definitely cleans up what we're working on here. Did I just kill my inside wall? Nope. I double check on the inside every once in a while to make sure I didn't move a point that touches the outside wall with the inside wall. So as long as I haven't done that, then we're in good shape. Okay. I got a little cleanup to do around here. I'll figure that one out in a minute. Let me move on first. Keep working my way around. We got to do the full other side just like we did that window. Let's go over here and do this wall next. So starting with some merge of the ones that we can. And all these little guys over here. Catch the big stuff first, then I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay. Good news is it won't dissolve faces that don't line up, so if you try to whoops. What did I do? I didn't want to dissolve vertices, I wanted to dissolve faces. Just click too fast for my own good. By dissolving all the faces first, I didn't want that corner. I wanted that to be part of that. I remember that. But by dissolving all the faces first, then I can see what points are the different ones that are orphaned. And it becomes easier to catch and remove them. So starting with the obvious stuff here, then I'll zoom in and start cleaning up wherever we need to. Okay. For example, these parts here. Okay. This is going to be a pretty cool store. I think we'll get it in here. I was thinking about putting revolving... Oh, excuse me. Something got me. I was thinking about putting a revolving display case in the front window. I think that would be kind of cool by the time we're done with all this. Okay, time to fix the window and wall here. Let's get some of this. I did it again. I switched too quick, and the mouse sometimes ends up on the one that I didn't mean. At least there's an undo. If it wasn't for undo, can you imagine how much it'd take to do this stuff? It kind of reminds me of like typewriter days, back when you used to use all the paper and And if you make one mistake, boom, you got the whole problem again. Okay, so we're going to fix some things here in this section. And that is okay, I don't need those points anymore. Okay, go. Let's hide the windows so we can eliminate them from what we're seeing here. And, oh, I want to make it go from there to there. And put a face on that and make it a window pane. Then this one, what I'm going to do is put a face right here. Make it a window pane. I don't think it's even facing the right direction. Mesh. Normals flip. Now it's facing upward. Combine it with this one. Dissolve faces. And there's a couple little pieces here. Oh, that was the reason I was getting rid of that other piece already. Delete edges and faces. There we go, nice and clean. That worked. Okay, and the next one, let's get the sides here. Okay, so there is a piece over this already, but oh, those are the window panes. Don't kill those little lines in there. Did I do that on the other side? I might be missing a window on the other side by the time I'm done here. Okay, and then this one is window panes. See, notice that it had two lines, not one. Okay, we want to get rid of that line, delete edges and faces. Good deal. That one and that one. Delete edges and faces. There's that piece. And call it a window pane, assign. Okay, let's see. On the other window, let's see which window we have. We have one of them. I killed the other one. Didn't mean to. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take this segment right there. And we're going to segment these pieces. My mistake. Gotta do them one at a time so we only end up with one point. I don't want to draw the lines in between each one of them. So if I click that and then click subdivide, then I only end up with 4 points. I don't have to create the lines or I don't want to cut the side pieces. And now what I have here is I have the outside one, but I don't have the inside one. So let me find out what is the spacing on these, because this one is here. Oh, they're very close. Okay, that's good to know. The X value, 50 on that one, but hide that. This one, X value is, okay, copy that. That's what I'm trying to do over here. Did I just go all the way around? This is the one I want. And, nope. 50 on that one. have the other one? Oh, I do have it on this wall. Hide. So they're not on this side now. Let's make sure I'm doing the right wall. This one is 49 point whatever. And there is no 50 point whatever. So this is the one that needs to be fixed. Unless... oh, there are both here. This one... 50... oh, I got them both. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I got them. So this is the side I'm working on, and it's time for some more cleanup. So, and getting all these points, vertices for the correct terminology. Okay, there are some edges right there and there that do not belong there. So we're going to get rid of them. Now we can move the points without dragging the edges everywhere. Okay. Biggest thing is just to select the right vertices as you go. Clean them up in straight lines and only take the ones that aren't connected and structurally holding something in place. So for the most part, I got a lot of these cleared. If you check it with the other going back and forth, you can definitely get it cleaned up. Okay, got this one here. Okay, that takes care of those ones. Oh, we got some here. So the design really is cleaning up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting this all cleaned in place. It's looking pretty good. Let me get these items down here. Okay, and okay, that's looking pretty good on this side. Back corner, got some pieces here. Okay, how's everything looking? Okay, get some more points. Getting some, let's see, if they're in use, you know, just watch for connected lines. If they're not in use, then you can definitely clear them out, like this one, and put them there. It's whichever one it highlights last is where it's going to place them. I'm sure you guys already know that. And how am I doing? Those look pretty good. See, we got a little spot there I didn't clear out. Merge those together first. Dissolve the faces into one. Then clean up the extra points. Okay. Now's the front of that one. Same thing. Consistency on both sides, right? That's one thing about working as a mirror image. I know I could have designed one half of a building and then just merged the two together. Or mirror imaged it and brought it out that way, but it's all right. I started doing that at the beginning, I think. Maybe not on this one. Okay, those are all good lines, good lines, good lines. Okay. Everything else up here looks pretty good. They tend to be sections like they need to be. I can't tell if these can merge or not. No, they're all kinds of different shapes here. Okay, if they're not in line, like for example this block with these blocks over here, these all change shapes and they're all pointing out different directions. So it can't really change that. Actually, maybe these two, I'm not positive, but let's try those two. Okay, if it works, it works. And I can do the same for the bottom half of it since it did work. Well, do these. Hey, if it works, it works. So I'm probably going to color them all the same color anyway. Okay, so that kind of cleans up those. Not too bad. Oh, there's a section here underneath. Okay. Okay, let's go to the points. These being used from the inside to do anything? No, they're not. Didn't think so. Just double checking. And then, to make sure these points don't get in the way of the design, we move them down to the end here. Okay, and the ones on top are part of the design around this, so those stay. That should take care of those. That looks good. It's good from that angle. Yeah, we're doing pretty good on this. Seems like we're getting it down to the ones that really matter for the design and eliminating those that don't. I think we'll do the same that we just did on the back side. Just all those faces. Yeah, this is just one of those creative moments when I designed this piece here. Wanted to make it kind of take on a appearance all of its own here. Let's see, that one does touch that. Okay, and now we can make to there. Okay, we got a little bit more cleanup. Yeah, I can see some more here. Dissolve faces, and I think yep, that's flat. So we can get these. Oh, that is one piece. Why is that showing through something? There's another line going through the middle of that one, and I'm not sure what it is. Let's find out. Wireframe. I don't think we have to worry about it. Oh, it's the ceiling piece. Okay. Even though it's not piercing the outside, that is the ceiling piece that goes all the way across there. Okay, attach it to the outside of the building. That's fine. It's not going to hurt anything for being all the way there, even though right there is actually the... I'm not going to worry about it. It won't show from the outside because it's a parallel joint anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. That actually is... let me double check these points. I don't want to move something that's attached. Okay. So if I go Z, wireframe, they're both in the middle of rows. I don't know what the heck those lines are. That's part of the... Oh, it's part of that piece. Okay. That's all fine what it does. What it had to do to make that roof thing on the inside work is perfectly fine with me. Oh wait, see, these have lines going right there and there that don't make a lot of sense. Okay, so I'm going to take these two and move them right to there. I'll take this one and move it there. This one and move it there. There we go, that cleaned up the design. That's what I was looking to do. And these two go right there. Okay, so... yeah, that helped. Cleaned up the extra points in that section. Yeah. There's an extra point right there, and don't know why. Let's move it to there. And take that one to there. Okay, come back around the front and do the same with this one. Let's clean up some points here, change it to wireframe so I don't, so I can see which ones we need to go which direction here. Same thing I had on the other side. This one and this one need to go to there. That cleans up some door frame stuff there, or window frame stuff, I believe. And there. And finally this one to there. Let's make sure I didn't break any designs. Those look good. Coming back from this side. Oh, nope, it did it. I broke it. Did I do the same thing on that side? Nope, I didn't. Okay, so went to the wrong one on one of these. Let's find out which one. And that's what's great about undo. Okay, so that doesn't connect to that one. Let's see. This one and this one need to go to there. Click the wrong button, or selected the wrong piece. Hey, welcome everybody. How are you guys doing? Coach Botzer. Hey, thank you. Raiding with a Party 7. I'm loving it. Loving it. just over here cleaning up some stuff, checking out, building a new building, making this a storefront, and yeah, doing what we can do. So checking in, let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, I really appreciate it. Welcome in, yeah. So we're building this in here and then going to drop it into the WalkTheWeb environment so that we can, well, I'm using Blender. This is Blender, what is it, 2.91, I believe, latest. And then also I use WalkTheWeb as a program I designed where we can actually, yeah, that ain't it, where I can actually add things. It's like a 3D CMS, so we can actually build games in it. We got a lot of stuff like we have full-blown avatars. We're creating buildings, creating scenes, adding them all together, being able to mix them and blend them, choice of avatars. It's multiplayer, already have that in place. Going to do some 3D stores, going to throw in some games and a bunch of game quality functions and stuff, but as you can see, what happens is, as you're walking around, it's actually loading things, and then as you, so that you can kind of blend and do things. The one thing is whenever you have a gaming environment, you pretty much load the level and then you play it. And then when you're done, you unload the level and then you load a whole nother level. But what happens here is I'm actually loading it as I go and unloading as I walk away from it. So we have everything from 3D stores. We can, look for different things on the shirt, look for different things just by clicking a button. It'll change what's in the displays. A little bit of 3D stuff here. You can actually read more and it'll open up into the actual website, and you can purchase things, read more about it, throw to your cart. But it's a quick way. We actually attach a WordPress backend with WooCommerce right into a store, grab all their products on the shelf, so you don't have any additional maintenance on the whole site and everything like that. So you're actually working from the original site. Like GTA, hey, I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment on the quality of the graphics. Yeah, we're throwing everything. Some parts of this are 4K. Other parts that don't need it, I don't bother with doing 4K, but it can do 4K graphics. I put it in where I need them. We're doing some things like I'm starting to build a boat where you can hop in and drive the boat. So we're mixing gaming items with 3D shopping and all kinds of cool stuff. So, but yeah, has the quality of that. Notice how even the building across the street, as you walk closer to it, it starts loading up different stuff. That's kind of the way that it works. There's actually invisible boxes around things, and when you walk inside the box, it tells it what to load next. And it can actually be on different servers. So you can host one building on a different server and then put it into a scene on this server, for example. The big idea is that you can create, for example, a store. You can load it once, but then you can put it in many different scenes. So it has all kinds of cool stuff like that. But also the person who, let's say, somebody's working the store and it's an actual real store, basically they'd be able to work the store and at the same time, it can be in many different scenes and work the store in one place. So they can bring up just their store, but then it can be dropped into many different scenes. So it's kind of an environment for, building on, creating games. You write a game, then it can be dropped into many different scenes, so it can be in different places. It's just work in progress. We just keep adding things. If you like it, we do have over on GitHub, we have WalkTheWeb. You can download it over there. And yeah, cool. We also have a Discord link down below. You can click on the Discord link and you can find me there. So if I'm not here, you can always go there and check it out and see some more stuff that we're building and doing. But the whole idea is to make it a flowing environment where you're walking around, loading things as you go, unloading things as you walk away, so that you can constantly have different stores and different, it's a different way to advertise your business. Because let's face it, how many people out there actually like banner ads? Nobody clicks on them. That's why you have less than 1% clicking on them. And most of the time it's by accident, so you close it right away after you do it. But this stuff, we can actually put the businesses right in the games and then get the games for free. So all of us can have fun playing in an environment, doing it all for free, running around, buying things from the businesses if we want to. just like you do when you walk down the street outside. So we're building different things. I have some city type stuff that I'm building, where you have different blocks of roads and stuff, and I think it's city. I don't know what I called it. I'll find out here in a second. It'll either load the same scene or load a different one. Let's see, and I think I do have another scene here. Let's see, you can tell it's loading as it's going, but actual stores. So not in-game currency. No, it's not in-game currency. It's actual stores. So yeah, these are, the real businesses and stuff. We're adding some fake businesses in between just to show different designs of buildings and stuff. I'm working on this place here, for example. We have, we're going to make it where you can walk up and actually play the games. Yeah. But the cool part is, okay, have you guys seen WordPress? You know how you can create a regular website? You can basically, by creating the regular website, you actually, you can create modules, and plugins. And then if you want a picture gallery, you just bring in the plugin for that, add it to WordPress. Now all of a sudden you have a picture gallery and you can add it to a web page. I'm doing the same thing with games. So I created this interface that allows us to actually build scenes, build different buildings, scenes, buildings, and then extra stuff. Yes, exactly, and push it out to multiple games. Yeah, see, exactly. That was exactly what I was trying to do. Well, actually, I have a doctorate in education, and I was the webmaster of the largest county in the United States for over 10 years. So I have a lot of programming experience, a lot of large apps. I've done a lot of stuff that handles high volume. I took care of high volume servers. Just a couple of our main servers with the county. We're doing over 300 million page views a year. So I've had some good experience on that side of it and programming for those types of websites. But yeah, I came up with this idea. I actually patented it here in the USA and Mexico, and it's pending in a couple other countries. But yeah, it's a mix of animation. As you'll notice, even the street lights are working over here. But yeah, so it's a mix of both. I've taught some classes at the local university in programming, and also taught algebra and other classes like that. But yep, so notice how it even disappeared as I walked away, but if I start walking this direction, now it starts loading up the different buildings that are over there. The whole idea is to keep on making it like endless scenes where we can create full-on cities, and we can create anything you want, and it comes like in modules. So you can say, hey, this is going to be a golf course, and then you drop it into a scene. Yet you could build the golf course one time, but you could actually place it into 500 scenes for all that matters. And every time somebody goes to one of the scenes, they're actually loading your golf course from your server. Bots, you should bring in intergalactic, huh? Yeah, hey, oh yeah, definitely. We're talking, we need some serious stuff. We need to be able to connect from different, different servers, be able to connect up anywhere on the internet. On Discord, we have some things where it's telling us every time somebody else with another server connects up onto us and stuff, and it's cool. It's cool. So, but it's what we actually give you. It's like a CMS. See, I can click on here and go to the admin of it, and I can actually take care of my sites from here. So I have the communities, which are the scenes, and I can load up, for example, the scene that I was just working with. I think. I don't remember which one it was. I think it's this one. But yeah, we can bring up the different scenes, and then you can just interact with the scenes. You can move things. You can place things into the scenes. You're pretty much just like the designer. You're actually picking where you want to do. You could tell it where you want to start when you load up the scene just by clicking on a button in the editor here. But you have the communities, which are the general scenes. Then you have buildings, which are anything that you add to the scene. It could be a soccer field. It doesn't have to be a physical building. It could be a bridge. It could be a statue. It could be anything, but it just like defines a section of like a module area where you're saying, hey, I'm going to place this into the scene. So like, for example, we have a building. That's a physical building, and those are all different sections of get added to a scene. Then we have 3D things, which can be anything from furniture to trees to cars to avatars to anything you want to be able to drag and drop and just put into scenes. So the things can go into buildings or into things. So you can plan out a building with all the various parts and then drop the building with all the things in it right into the scene. And every time you walk up on it, it's going to load everything that you had there. So let me show you, like, for example, when I walk over here. And I keep streamlining it. I keep making it walk faster. I keep on, trying to work on the different pieces, make it go, a little faster, move around a little bit more. We keep improving everything. But like here, this one particularly has a cashier working behind the counter. It's just an animated thing. We're going to actually hook that up and make it where you can take control. If you're the store owner, you can take control of the cashier and actually interact with the people that come into the store. So that'll be a cool thing when we add it. We're working on some stuff to actually throw in real voice. It already has spatial sound. So if I add sound to an object, it gets louder as you walk towards it, quieter as you go away. It's also in stereo, so if you're wearing headphones, you'll hear it coming from different directions as you walk around. So that's actually really cool with it. But yeah, the one thing that I'm working on for businesses to really help them get started is I'm actually creating it so that we have, within 5 minutes, you can actually create a 3D store and have it up and running with your products in it if you use WooCommerce under WordPress. What it is I created a plugin a while back, and now I'm doing an updated version, so that'll be out in the next month or so. But what it does is this. You select a scene, you select a building that you want to use for your 3D store, you name it, add a couple things for permission, make sure you have a WalkTheWeb account, login. You click a button, next thing you know, you're up and running for free, and you've got a 3D site going with your products inside of a store. If you want to turn on multiplayer, I have a multiplayer server, and all you have to do is click one button, and we're selling the service at this point, only because, of course, we've got to pay for our overhead on it. And so it's a minimal fee, and you have multiplayer on all your sites on that server. So, and you can download and run your own servers right off of GitHub. And basically we have everything from, we have a media library, so you can take 3D models and upload them into here and then select them and drop them right into the scene. So anything that I do, like I was doing in Blender, I create the objects, I go ahead and upload the 3D file. A lot of these are Babylon file, but it also takes object files and GLTF and GLB files natively into Babylon. Which is the gaming engine that I'm using right now, is Babylon. So fully web-based, doesn't have any, you don't have to do anything other than just browse a website and it loads right up. It's using WebGL with Babylon. Babylon uses WebGL. So just, like I said, kind of just and got a little lag every once in a while, but some of that is me making the scene where it's not trying to load too much at any one time. So as I break it down and as I move things into different places, it actually gets smoother and smoother. Some scenes I've really worked on and got it working well. But you notice that, like on this place, even the awning has some animation running on it. We have a ceiling fan in there going. We have a character that I created. We have working doors. So we have some different things. The product displays are whacked out in here. I've got to go back and replace them. I built new product displays, and they didn't. When I replaced them, I didn't have them oriented the same way in size and stuff. So it kind of chopped them up in this place, but I haven't. This is an old building. But yeah, so a lot of different pieces, a lot of different places. And as you notice, like, okay, look at this building. As I'm walking up, it's loading the different product displays and stuff. Some of these are stores, some aren't. Oh, I gave it a bunch of different cashiers and stuff, so even when you build a building, you don't have to reinvent the wheel again. The whole idea is this. I want to make it where programmers and developers and stuff can actually make money. So if you know businesses out there, you could actually build stores for them, custom stores, look like they're real stores or what they want it to look like, whatever it is. You can completely build them in these environments and create your own stuff. Then we can throw in some games to draw attention to it. Next thing you know, the person's selling more product because more people are showing up to play the games. So that's the concept. That's the whole thing about it, is trying to bring it all together. But I want to make it where we can just walk up, play games with our friends. go over, buy a t-shirt in a shop. You know, yeah, instead of a real billboard, it's in a video game. Yep, you got it. The actual store. And the good part is it's no maintenance for the store owners because you can make changes to your building if you want, but overall, you get a template building, hey, that we built for you, and then next thing you know, all you do is maintain your store and all the products show up on the shelves. I'm adding some things so that you can actually type something in a store and search things, and it just redirects to a website for the purchases, yes. So like, for example, here, let me run into this little store over here. So what happens is we walk into the store, it's loading up the products. That's the categories off the website. So when you add a new category, it shows up there. And then it shows you the different products with their little displays. I can make three-dimensional products and make it when you click on the product, it shows up and tells you more about it and everything else. So we can design as much as we want. But for the automated stuff, like when somebody creates a 3D or wants to get a store up and running in 5 minutes, then it uses these kind of product displays. And basically you have the read more button, which opens the original website. But notice this picture here is the picture. It is loading. It's also loading the name. It's loading the price. When you click add to cart, it actually does interface with your original site and it'll throw the product into the cart for you. I guess I've clicked that a few times. But yeah, so you can actually do that. But when they purchase it, the good part is I'm not involved in their security. When they actually purchase an item in their cart, they're doing it on the original website. So they don't have to change any of their method of how they sell products or where they're selling them from. We're just giving it a window into it, way of showing it off in 3D, getting their attention and letting people pick on products and then put them right in the cart and buy them the way they normally would. And once you open the window, you can still shop just like you did on the normal website. You don't have to keep on going back and forth to the 3D. It's just an open door. It lets people in. What games do we currently have? Well, we haven't finished any games yet. We got the game functionality and we started building a miniature golf game. I've done a little bit of work towards a paintball game, and I've also done a little bit of work towards some go-karts, but none of them are finished yet. We're moving forward on certain pieces at a time. A lot of the time I'll work on a piece of it when it correlates with something else, bigger functionality that I need. So like when I wanted to be able to pick up, for example, a paintball gun and then all of a sudden change all the animations so that when you walk it's using that and everything else. So I designed the paintball game piece to be able to change the way the avatar actually moves and everything else. We haven't incorporated any of the games like chess or board games yet, but I don't think it'd be a problem. I mean, it really wouldn't be that hard. Some of the things is just like what we're working on right now. One of the items that we're doing is a crossover here at this little arcade. We have just jump over that. We have these video games, and one of the things that Babylon does really well is any game that puts something onto an HTML5 canvas, I can take what's on the canvas and actually put it on the screens. So when you walk up to this video game and you want to play a video game, it's actually going to be able to be on the screen in the video game. Now I can make it where you can click a button and it'll go full screen for you, so you can sit there and play the game, full screen instead, but it will work both ways by the time I'm done. So the other thing is we can create some interactive games like these here. I set these in here, but the idea is that we're going to be able to walk up here, click on a ball, and then all of a sudden throw it and have some type of, rating to show you how hard you're throwing it and help you aim and stuff like that. Just to know. Also, here's some cool stuff. We not only have the follow camera, which of course you can be as close or far back as you want with the camera just by using the slider, but we also have first-person cameras. Yeah, I've got to clean that up. I changed the way they center on the person, so I'll fix that. But we have things like you can click one button and now you're in the red cyan glasses. You can also click and go to the headset and now you're in working for VR. And we also have the generic VR with gamepad that you can turn on and do in here. So we are true 3D. We do have all the options to be able to go to it. Babylon also added custom definitions for Oculus, Vibe. There's like, I think there's like 6 or 7 of them, 6 or 8 of them or something. So I'll be adding those definitions in here. So all you have to do is from the drop down say, hey, I've got an Oculus or whatever. And next thing you know, it'll tune it up and work perfectly for whichever one you pick. When I'm not in one of those, I just go back to the 2D view, and that's what we're looking at here. And the other thing we can do is there's also a second camera. So you can have a scene camera and you can turn it on. You can even have it be, for example, selfie camera while you're walking around or something. You want to be able to see what's behind you and stuff. So we have a lot of stuff we can do with the cameras. It's a work in progress. I keep on adding things, adding functionality. You can also adjust your graphic speed, how fast you can walk, your movement speeds, your turning speeds and everything. One of the ideas that we're going to do is we're going to make it where you can upload your own avatars. And that kind of inspired by Ready Player One. We would love to have some scenes where you can come in as your own custom avatars and then play games together and stuff. So that's kind of one of the goals, is be able to do these different things with this. I know that's a couple years out maybe, whatever. But the idea is we've got the basis for it. We've got it loading right. We're working on, different things, and we keep on working on making it more efficient and speed up things. We run fully multi-threaded. It's doing a lot of cool stuff here. The multiplayer is actually really good too. You walk around in the scene and it's very fast, so we don't have any problems with something like that. We just keep on building scenes, building buildings, and kind of putting it together. By the time we're done, we're going to have some internet cities. Everybody can come and visit. We'll have spaceships you can take off and go to other planets, eventually. But can you imagine a car on the street? You just hop in the car and all of a sudden you can drive a car or a motorcycle or scooters. We're just going to make it all the game quality stuff that we can think of. And what, like I mentioned about the WordPress, is, a developer like yourselves, what you can do is you can come in here and you can create, let's say you're great at making cars, and that's all you want to focus on. You can make cars, create a plugin where anybody with the server can just click a button, download it, and now it's added into their scenes. They can drag and drop, put them where they want them in their scenes. Well, once they're in the scene, they can be interactive with the avatar, and let's say you give them a Jeep for free with your plugin. But if they want to unlock the Ferrari, or if they want other avatars to be able to climb in the passenger seat or the back seats and ride with you, then they got to pay to unlock those extra features. So developers can make some money at this. If you want to build 3D models and you add more cars that they can possibly download and add to it that are all functional, as soon as they put them in the scenes, they can drive them. That's the kind of stuff we're heading towards. That's what we're building. So it's a standard environment, way of doing things, but yet it's allowing you to specialize and create things as plugins, put them right in there, and basically add the functionality just by turning it on. For example, I have 3D plugins here, and just like WordPress, you can actually create a folder and start developing. We have places where you can insert things and hook it into the code so that whenever it runs, like on the avatar's movement, you can also tell it to check your code too. So we have a lot of different hooks in the code. We have different plugins that we're turning on, that you just turn on and the functionality turns on. We'll make it where you can turn them off and on per item or site so that you don't have to have them on in scenes that you don't need it, for example. But a lot of cool stuff. Has email functionality built right into it. So, don't be surprised if we start having, hey, on your building, you can have your own email, have mail addressed to you. Shows up in a mailbox in front of your own house, right? But we're working on the voice thing so that you'll be able to go into these scenes and actually just talk to each other as you're walking around. That's not too far out. Experimenting with that, and also some video talking right now right into the scenes. So depending on how that comes together, we may be able to add that functionality not too far down the road here. Right now it actually does play videos. Let me see if I can think of a scene that I have. I want to think if there's a scene that, I think one of my earlier scenes, I think it's this one. Let me find out. But we can have things like music playing. We can have, this was an earlier take on it, so this one isn't as, it's not as clean as some of the newer ones I've been doing. But one of the things I do have over here, let it load up a little bit. Oh, my player didn't load. What's going on with the player? Is it just catching up? I think it's just catching up. I'm walking so fast, it's got to catch up. Some of these scenes, the older ones especially, I haven't spent a lot of time trying to make them really efficient or anything else. See, my player's not all there. Player hasn't loaded yet. Yes, we do have sound, and it's 3D sound, so that guy's playing on there. Okay, I just want this to unload and then load again, see if it'll... No, I guess we don't have that one altogether. But I've got a TV set that you can click, and it'll actually play videos and stuff. And what I'm working on now is to be able to stream to those TV sets and everything else. So some cool stuff, cool features that we'll have in the future. Like, can you imagine if I'm streaming right now and all of a sudden you walk around a 3D scene and you'll see my stream on one of the, TVs in the scene? That'd be kind of cool. So I'll check that out after we're done today. I may just not have the resources to load everything right this minute because I'm streaming. I've got all my stuff open for doing a lot of stuff with Blender. I have graphics programs open. I even have a remote desktop open to the servers. I've got so many things open right now. Wouldn't surprise me if I'm running out of resources to load everything. But you get the idea. We're getting there. Just keep on adding things, adding functionality, and bringing it all together. So as we do, it's available to everybody. I do, right now, we're at the end of every month, I do a release of the latest code. Do little updates to GitHub all the time, but at the end of the months, I do an update, and it includes all kinds of stuff. You can look at any time you want. You can look in here. It'll show you the ones that'll be in the next release, but then you can also see, like, monthly, all these different items that we've either fixed, added, enhanced. We're doing a lot of development on it, so a lot of things come out every single month. But yep. And just so you know, if you don't find me here, you can always find me on Discord. So catch the link down below. Make sure you join me there. And I want to thank you guys for following me, and thank you for coming on in here. I really appreciate the raid. That's been a fun time. And it's nice to get to know a couple of you guys here. And thanks for talking in the chats. I really appreciate that. And, thanks for checking out my program and giving me a little time on this. Oh yeah, you can also do this thing. This is a little cool feature. You can set up aliases on your server so that the different paths, the first section is the scenes. The section, you can have it open just a building, or you can even have a two-part. Thank you. I appreciate that. But you can even have a two-part where you open a scene, but you start right in front of a particular building. So you can set up these paths just by saying, okay, I want to set up a path that goes a building in a community. Here's my domain name I'm going to use, and you can have multiple domain names hosted by the same server. You can type in what you want that section to be called and tell it which community to open. And then based on which community you open, you can tell it which building to open within that community. And the person will be standing right in front of that building when you open up that path. So by creating something here and then here, you can create paths within a community, within a scene, and start right at a particular place. So when you pass out a link to where your building is in a popular scene, they know to start right in front of your building, right in front of your store, or right in front of your game that you created. All that stuff's in there. So pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. So, well, thank you for following me, and I'll be on again. You know that. This is an ongoing process, and like I said, if you don't catch me here, make sure you catch me on GitHub or on Discord. yeah, you can join us there. If you're a developer, I'll throw you in. We've got a second Discord for developers that can ask more technical questions. If you're working on something, believe me, I give you the time, anything you want to do, because your success is my success. So if you want to build buildings for people and make money at it, if you want to build game components and drop them in here, you don't have to worry about the multiplayer that's already in here. You can build off of what we have, take advantage of it. Instead of building a whole game from scratch, you can build a piece and come up with a final game just by doing the game logic piece. So a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff. But I want to thank you for joining me, and I really do appreciate it. And I got to actually take off. I've got a couple things I have to do outside of here, so I'm going to go ahead and take off. Let me see here. And to pay it forward, let me see. Who do we got here on? I'll grab that off the scene here. And next time we'll continue working on some of the stuff we've got with the what do you call it? Sorry. We'll get in there and do some more stuff with building out this building. We'll put the textures on it. Looks like we've cleaned up the design and we're ready to put some textures on it. So we'll get started on that on the next time you see me. And let me see here. Bump, bump, bump. Okay, let's see who we can raid. Who's out there? Coach Butzer, hey, it looks like I can go back your direction. Looks like you're raiding me, I know. That's not a cool thing. Let me go this way. We'll go someplace else. Okay, so let's jump on in and check out what they've got going over here. So thanks again. And have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the stream.